my go-to basic interview setup. First, let's talk about the gear. I chose the FX6 in combination with the FX3. Matching sensors, autofocus, that's a recipe for a relaxing day doing interviews. The lights of choice were all nanlites, my own equipment, Forza 300, Forza 60, Forza 60B, and 2 lava tubes, 30C, I think. Then the job. Interviews all day, corporate interviews, nothing special. We didn't opt for the prettiest location. Instead, we went for okay location, but for the location with the best sound. Not necessarily the best sounding room, but the room with the least amount of noise from the co-workers. It's a busy office, lots of people. You know how it goes. The setup, I took the windows as a motivator for the key light, which was the Forza 300 with my biggest softbox. Also put as the grid inside, of course, so we wouldn't have too much of the light leaking into the more white black back wall. Then of course I made sure our subject has some backlight, which I used the Forza 60B for. And I knew that I was gonna put some lights accents in a warmer tone, so I put the backlight as well in the warmer tone, which was I think 2700 Kelvin or 3200, somewhere around that mark. And then I went to put the pava tubes, one next to the plants and one behind the wall, which created the warmer contrast with the key light, which was at daylight, of course. Pava tubes gave us the color contrast, but also some shadows of the plants on the walls behind them, which I do enjoy. And as it's a corporate shoot, I couldn't leave the face a bit dark and moody, even though that's the look I prefer. And for that we used the last remaining Forza 60 with a small softbox, so we have a bit more exposure on that side of the face. For audio, we used my Rode NTG4, if I'm not wrong, directly plugged into the FX6, which gave nice crispy sound.
When I think about it, there are 3 words that comes to my mind. The culture.
And normally the producer was gonna take some lav mics, which in the end didn't make it to the shoot. And as it's interviews, I always love to have a backup track. And luckily I had this Rode mics with me, and I actually just hung it right next to the Rode NTG, pointed straight down of course, and then it was plugged into the FX3, same setup as it is now, but yeah, a bit further from the subject of course. And the sound turned out actually pretty good. Here's a raw audio clip from that.
Even 35 years, I myself am working 21 years for this company.
Pretty usable already, in my opinion. And to clean it up or enhance it, I tried to use the Adobe podcast tool. Here in this clip, you can hear me and the director talking behind the camera, so it's quite a distance, almost 3 meters from the mic.
Dat is gewoon, dat is snel hetzelfde, dat is screen brightness.
It sounds like we are talking into the mic like I'm doing right now, which is insane. And then here you have a clip of the subject just talking.
Even 35 years, I myself am working 21 years for this company.
I got to know that tool from Blaine, awesome YouTuber, D.O.P, go check him out. It's pretty mind-blowing if you ask me. So use AI now before it starts using you. Alright, I think that's it. Every time I check on a Sunseeker app, I always check, okay, fine, the sun will stay behind the building. But I always forget about opposite buildings with windows where the sun might reflect through. And this time it was the case again. I forgot about it, but we got lucky. The sun was high enough, so you only saw it on the floor, which was out of our frame, luckily. If you have any questions, let me know and subscribe. Alright, that's it.